The other league, the one where you the Steelers. We advancing after this game. Let me see where this nigga ran.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at
Hey, Kev, look what I put in the chat.
This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they
What's that bump? Oh.
They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with their opponents. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here.
Right, gonna get a waddle for that.
This will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
No, I'm serious. If he want Mo, I want Waddle. That's a deal that I do straight up. You know what's crazy? Is nigga, I can't even really hear you. You sound like you far from your mic. What's crazy is this bum Sanders, I just played against him. Now I'm using him, right? This nigga, he's not looking the same way for me.
Losing yardage back at the 22. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Get anybody.
They have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
That nigga jumped the line. Damn, that should have been offside.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Now this time he'll look to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On the return is Pettis. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
At their own 29-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. A quick throw now complete to Ross. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 29.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Off-play action. Jones. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. From the gun, Jones gets this out to Saquon Barkley. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are going to take a 1st quarter lead. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Giants 7, Eagles 0.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early?
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 32 on the play.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Bubby. Hmm?
34-yard line.
No, Daddy, she's with her mommy. She's coming tomorrow in the morning.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got to the end zone.
Can I go to the party?
You can't go to the party, Dad. It's at Jeanette's mommy's house.
Daddy, me and Uncle Big I did a great shot on good D time.
You did?
With basketball.
And it went in?
I did it a lot of.
Operating from the gun, Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
11 more on
What's
that
up?
and another first down.
4 yards. That's another Giants first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have
What's Uncle D's house?
I know.
in this first quarter.
I want to go to the candy store.
There was a candy store over there? Okay, well.
Can we go to the candy store?
We don't have one.
No, we have one at the store. We have one at the store.
Oh. We'll go when we go in the morning to get your sister. We'll go.
I want to go to the toy store because I have $1.
Jones out to the flat, that's caught.
So I want to go to the toy store.
Second and 10.
If you're a wide receiver and they call a screen pass, you're counting on some people being out in front of you blocking. But that play was well diagnosed by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. And they got there and swarmed and finished off the play.
Jones off the play fake. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. John Ross with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Giants 14, Eagles 7. Lane Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown. Going to kick it
I'm
away.
hungry.
Okay.
Can I have salad?
Back line of the end zone.
Hold
I
on.
have salad.
At their own 45-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive,
Damn, Sanders, come on.
you don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
25-yard line.
Hit him with it.
So after
All right, bro.
game,
All right,
here's
sis.
2nd and 10.
Thank you, man.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Giants 14, Eagles 7.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. A pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Here's Hurts to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
Oh, shit.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here comes Pettis on the return, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A nice punt, but a good run back as well at 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the pick.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up here in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Daddy, where did
The run only got a yard.
Cody
Here's
go?
2nd and 9.
He's asleep. Yo.
Where did he sleep on?
Wow.
Where is he sleeping on?
And Uncle Dylan's room. What'd you say?
What?
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. The last play on the completion.
That nigga smoking big rocks.
I want to see my football. I'm not calling him boy. Boy, boy, boy. I can't say boy, boy, boy. Boy, boy, boy.
Bird sets up to throw it.
Boy, boy.
And that is intercepted on
Boy,
the
Yeah, that's illegal. Yeah, we're gonna take that anyway, baby.
no, it was caught out of
Boy,
bounds.
boy,
So
boy.
this is just an incompletion here.
Boy, boy, boy.
Joseph. Shh. Shh. Shh.
Boy, boy, boy.
What?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds.
He said what?
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, let's take a big shot downfield.
Are you slow? I'm screaming. Roy be smoking big crack out here with his tray.
Throwing his Hurts. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
This
A
bum.
lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
14-7. I'm down right now.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
This nigga Hurts is selling me. What? A 58-yard field goal.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Boy, I'm a G. 58-yard field goal, nigga.
Interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. It does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Damn it, I didn't get to pick my fucking play. Whatever, they picked the one that I wanted anyway.
Following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. But that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Why can't you?
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
They'll try to run forward with Barkley, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll move the chains.
Daddy, can I have my food now?
Joseph, hold on.
No, my food on that!
He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Off the play fake, Jones. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards to pick up.
This nigga play like a bum, man. I'm so bored.
How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's Jones. Off play action. Buying time to his left. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Jones. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
A gain of 15 yards and leads to 3rd down.
From the gun, Jones. And Ingram holds it in. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Here Jones gets it out quickly complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. John Ross on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Is good. Makes the score Giants 21, Eagles 10.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
18-yard line.
Hey, Daddy. I'm dirty. I'm dirty. And can I play in the bathtub? Yes! I'm gonna turn on the bath.
Don't make any more mistakes.
Alright, I'm gonna turn on my bath now.
That you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half.
Place. Don't look back.
Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that is incomplete. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look
He's about 5'8". You know, I could smell alcohol on him, and I could smell a very light odor of BO. He had like curly hair, and he hadn't shaven in a couple days, so you know he looked a little bit rugged, but it wasn't anything that bothered me. Put the change on the counter, and I said thank you, and he left. As he was on his way out the door, he turned around to me and said, "Aren't you Debbie's sister?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm Debbie's sister."
About getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked in the line of scrimmage.
So then I proceeded to go back to finish what I was doing. And when I did, I heard the doorbell go off again. And it was him again. And he said that he was having car trouble. He told me what the problem he was having with his car. And I knew that problem took 2 people to do. What he needed me to do was to jump the ignition while he adjusted something on the hood. So I go out to the car, and I'm sitting in his car, and, you know, I'm kind of tapping my foot thinking, come on, I don't have all night. He's got to up, so I just peeked out the side of the door to see what was taking him so long. And when I did, I noticed that he wasn't looking inside the car at all. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I knew that I was in really trouble. I jumped out of the car and headed right for that front door. And that's when I was probably maybe 2 or 3 feet from that front door, and then he grabbed me. He caught me right as I was about to grab the doors and put a knife to my throat.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
He's in great shape. He's a very athletic dog. He loves to run. That's his passion, just like it is mine. I started off on a real rugged Jeep trail, and then there's a fork off of that trail that not too many people know about, and so I forked off to the left and headed up into this canyon. I was walking across a slick rock shelf, and I took a step with my foot, and before I had a chance to even think about it or even know what was going on, my foot had slipped off the shelf and I was on my butt and I was sliding. It was almost a vertical rock face, and then I slid probably about 40 feet down.
Oh shit.
Down the rock face, and my whole life was spinning in front of me. After about 40 feet, the rock face curved under itself and it became a free fall. And so at that point I was just sailing free fall the last 20 feet. And then I looked down and I could see that I was going to land. After 60 feet of falling, I had gained pretty much full velocity at that point.
And even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
We were exhausted. We came off a really busy weekend, a fun weekend.
Jones got a man
at a wedding.
in stride.
We didn't do what we normally do. We just closed the doors, turned off the lights, went to bed. Good night, kids. We didn't do our normal is the front door lock to lock the back door.
This offense certainly is now
We didn't do
because
that
they're showing
night.
no signs of backing down.
now.
Even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter, I think they keep taking their shots. And you've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't have to let them do it themselves.
I'm gonna watch you.
Well, Robert and I fell asleep probably around midnight.
Now Anthony Lynn
For some reason, I woke up. In my direction at the foot of my I gasped. I couldn't believe that. Is this really happening? Am I dreaming? And when I did
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Beyond scared.
He didn't see it. He just had the gun in our faces. And during this whole time, I'm just playing out.
I didn't even know that I didn't pause this shit.
What if he rapes me? What if he already touched my children? What if my kids are already dead?
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And down inside the 15. It goes. 13 yards, good for a giant first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is...
He lifted me up off the ground with that knife against my throat. And I was hitting his thighs and his groin as hard as I could with my heels. But it was like, you couldn't hurt this guy. You couldn't hurt him.
That's a good start for him.
He then carried me to the car. He sped out of the parking lot. He was speeding really fast. And all the windows were up, so, you know, even though I would try or attempt to scream, he had a hold on me so tight that I couldn't let out anything. It couldn't have been longer than, I don't know, a minute and a half that he had made a very sharp turn and I could feel gravel under the tires. And all of a sudden the car stopped real fast. He opened his door and immediately took my glasses off my face, broke them in half, and just kind of casually threw them in the back seat. Then he pulled me out of the car by my neck, and when he pulled me out of the car, he threw me down on the ground. So I just started screaming as loud as I could, screaming my head off. And that's when he started talking. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Louder and louder and louder and more aggressive and more violent. I could just feel a presence that I hadn't really felt when he was in the store. I mean, it was very close to being a monster. my pants off and pull them off of me over my shoes. And when he pulled my pants off and my underwear off, the pants came completely off, but the underwear dangled on my ankle. Then he took his knife and he ripped my shirt and my smock right up the middle. And then he began to rape me.
He tried to tell her, take her out.
He was very, very strong. And when he laid on top of me, it was like bricks. I could not move him one way or another. He attempted to kiss me, and I just remember holding my lips closed so tight because it was so disgusting. His body lifted off of me just for a second, and I took that opportunity to squeeze out from under him and run. He knew the area. He knew where he was. I didn't, and I couldn't see. I didn't have my glasses on. He grabbed me, and then he started punching me in the face, and punching me in the face. And that's when he put me back in a headlock with his arm and carried me to the car. He opened the top of the car, and for the first time, I felt like I was going to die.
A 3-yard loss to start. Second and 13. Off play action. Jones. Going deep downfield for Moss. It got his man complete. 20. Touchdown. Giants. John Ross.
Huh?
His guys continue to put this one out of
The third. I'm not even playing no more.
Landed hard on both feet, and then immediately fell.
Man, this game's been over.
And I just hit so hard. I couldn't believe I was alive. I mean, this was a 60-foot fall. I had airtime there. I just sat there for a minute in shock. I knew I had hurt myself. So I got up to walk out of the canyon, and that's when I realized something was wrong. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't put any weight on my legs. I would just crumble down. I was in shock, and I think I had endorphins running through me. So right after I fell, I didn't actually have that much pain. I was just working on instinct, just trying to get out of the canyon as fast as I could, and dragging myself was the only way I could do it.
now, following the touchdown here to kick it away.
So I used him as a guide to sort of find my way back down to the base of the canyon. And when I was dragging myself, I didn't have use of my lower body, of my legs, from my hips down. So all the effort was coming from my upper body, from my arms and my hands. And I would sort of just move one arm forward and sort of drag my body forward, and then I would go to the other arm. It was a really slow process.
To begin the next drive, they've got to dig down deep. And they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Sean, just slow down. Gotta let the game come to
Oh.
No, you gotta attack, man. You got him on the ropes. Right now. You gotta...
Thank you.
What?
Thanks. Thanks, guys. It's over like sin. Relax.
Gotta channel your anger. You turn it into rage and violence.
Danny, where'd you come from? Warren, that was just an ad here now. For the late game.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just save cards for the late game. None of this would be happening if you would just use a Torpor Red aggro deck.
Guys, seriously, stop eating my cereal. Oh, wait, that's you? Warren, I would like to proudly present... Yeah. I give you the chore wheel.
Come on! Look at that. See, this way we can keep track of things that are going on in the house. Okay, let's see what's going to be. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Sean wants the dishes.
Yeah, but Tuesday. But I'm the only name on here.
Well, I mean,
The chore wheel has spoken. Whoa! Okay. Hey, I found these under my bed. Might want to let them soak. Okay.
Hey, Sean. Turn 2, old growth troll. Turn 5, victory! It was noon when I fell, and so I dragged myself until 5 p.m., and that's when it got dark.
There's nothing.
So I sort of dragged myself to a small ledge, and there happened to be a small puddle of water there that had some snow melt in it. And I was able to break through the ice and get a little drink of water. The temperatures were so cold, so I was trying to drink the right amount of water in order to keep hydrated enough to stay alive.
Wow.
But I didn't want to drink so much water that I would pee on myself, knowing that the cold could cause hypothermia and kill me. I knew if I fell asleep that it was so cold that I would have died of hypothermia. So I knew I had to stay awake the whole night.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
I'm screaming.
He'll let it go deep for Foster. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man.
I was just in pure panic. I was scared. I'm embarrassed to say I wasn't thinking about my wife at that point. I wasn't thinking about my children. I was trying to comprehend. There's a man standing in my room with a shotgun, holding it at me.
He was pacing, started pacing back and forth, still silent. Then he started to speak to us. He asked if anyone else was in the house. My husband and our children.
His next question was, how much money do you have in your You don't have to lie to me.
We told him
Man, hold on.
$3,500.
I think the guy thought we had $100,000 in our savings or something. I don't know.
So he gets agitated, he starts, his voice changes, he gets angry, he starts shouting, and at that point the baby wakes up,
Look it.
and the baby
I'm right
starts
here.
crying.
Third quarter from MetLife
And I'm waiting for my food.
Off the play fake. Jones.
He came over and pointed the gun at me.
He was angry, he was agitated, the baby was still crying, and he said, what does he need? Referring to our baby, what does he need? Make him stop.
Down.